Have you ever stopped to notice the tiny, intricate details in the world around you? The way the sunlight filters through the trees, casting a web of patterns on the ground, or the jagged lines of cracked rock that somehow tell a story?
Abstract photography is about finding these hidden stories, those overlooked moments of texture and light that form all around us. It's more than just taking a photo. It's about seeing the world differently and capturing something unexpected.
Today, I'm going to show you how to take abstract photos that stop people in their tracks. We'll break down the lenses that you can use to unlock new perspectives, how to spot patterns in the world around you, and how light can turn even the simplest scene into something magical. And stick around to the end where I'll share my favorite technique for creating immersive abstract images no matter where in the world you are. I hope y'all enjoy. Abstract photography is like stepping into a new dimension, a place where the rules of traditional photography fade and creativity takes over. It's not about capturing what something is, it's about capturing how it feels. Shapes, colors, textures, these are your building blocks.
So what exactly is abstract photography? At its core, it's about simplifying the scene, removing the literal meaning and focusing on the visual. Instead of showing a tree, you focus on the rough texture of the bark. Instead of a mountain, you isolate the jagged peaks cutting through the sky. Abstracts challenge us to see the world differently, and that's what makes them so powerful.
Think of it as taking small, overlooked details and turning them into art. Abstracts allow you to tell a story or create a mood without revealing the whole picture. They invite curiosity, make people stop and wonder, what am I looking at? Or why does this make me feel something?
The beauty of abstract photography is that it's accessible to everyone. You don't need an exotic location or beautiful light. You just need to open your eyes to see shapes, light, and patterns.
Abstract photography doesn't require a ton of specialized gear. In fact, you don't even need to buy any new gear to create stunning abstract shots. It's all about using the right tools to focus on the details that matter.
Let's start with a wide-angle lens like my Zeiss 16-35. This lens is great for environmental abstracts like cracks in rocks, flowing water, or brush. The wide field of view lets you capture a scene that feels expansive, but you're still able to focus on those fine little details.
The key to wide-angle lenses is to get up close. Fill the frame with your shots so it dominates the composition. Whether it's ripples in the sand or patterns in the snow, proximity can make all of the difference.
Now let's talk about my Sigma 100 to 400 millimeter. This is my favorite tool for focusing on details in a larger scene. The telephoto lens really helps compress the background and the foreground, making everything feel more pronounced, like the textures and the patterns. You can zoom in on distant ridgelines, capture the play of shadows across rolling hills, or pick out fine details in the brush. And a 70 to 200 is a great middle ground. It offers you flexibility for your abstract work, allows you to zoom in and capture those details while being able to zoom out enough to create context for your story. This is a perfect range for rolling waves or waves crashing into the rocks.
The beauty of abstract photography is that it's not about the gear. It's about how you see. These lenses are tools to help you isolate the extraordinary in a larger scene. The best lens for the job is the one that helps you tell your story and capture the patterns that catch your eye. Abstract photography thrives in patterns, those repeating elements that naturally draw the eye. But finding them isn't always easy. It's about training your vision to notice the small, subtle details in a larger scene.
When I'm looking for patterns, I'm really just asking myself, what catches my eye? Is there a repeating pattern? Can I turn this rock or this brush into something other than just a rock or a brush? Creating characters and a story to your image is something that you really want to work on.
Nature is full of patterns, but they often go unnoticed because they're hidden in plain sight.
In the forest, for example, you might see rows of trees creating vertical lines, or light shining through the leaves creating dappled light and creating shapes and patterns on the bark. These aren't just random occurrences, it's an opportunity to create something really unique.
Take time to slow down and observe. Look for repetition, contrast, and textures.
But the key to impactful patterns isn't just finding them, it's also how you frame them. Experiment with angles, depth of field, and lighting to see how you can bring them to life. One thing that can help you be a little bit more unique as well is to find a repeating pattern and then disrupt it. A single leaf in a floating pond with a reflection, or one cross-jagged mountain across an entire field of them.
Patterns resonate with us because they bring a sense of order to chaos. They create structure, harmony, and rhythm in a world that often feels unpredictable. When your viewer connects with that order, they're pulled into your image. The more you practice finding patterns, the more you'll start to see them everywhere. They're the building blocks of powerful abstract photography, and mastering them can elevate your images to the next level. If patterns are the foundation of abstract photography, then light is the soul. It shapes how we see and feel a scene. Without light, even the most compelling patterns look flat.
When I say follow the light, I mean it literally. The quality and direction of light can completely transform your scene. It's not just about what you're photographing, it's also how the light interacts with it.
Early mornings and late evenings are what photographers call golden hours. The light is soft, warm, and directional. It casts larger shadows and brings out texture and depth in ways that flat, midday light simply cannot.
Take this shot of the rolling hills, for example. Midday is just a flat expanse of beige and white, but when the sun is low, the curves and color come alive. The shadows carve out depth, and the warm tones make this image feel inviting and rich.
When I'm out in the field, I'm always chasing the light. I look for how it moves across the landscape, how it highlights certain areas, creates contrast, and draws attention to details. Sometimes that means waiting for the right moment, and sometimes it means moving fast to catch the fleeting light.
In this clearing, I noticed how the morning light was casting on the frost and tree branches. I used my telephoto lens to isolate the brightest part of the scene, letting the light become the star of the image.
But don't shy away from harsh light either. It might not work for every scene, but it can create bold, graphic abstracts. Think about strong shadows, stark contrast, and dramatic silhouettes. Midday light can feel aggressive, but when used intentionally, it makes for striking compositions. Light isn't just about aesthetics, it's about emotion. The way light interacts with your subjects can set the mood of your photo. Warm light feels calm and inviting, while cooler tones can feel more mysterious or somber. The key is to notice how the light makes you feel and translate that into your image.
Following the light takes practice and patience, but it's all worth it in the end. Light is what breathes life into your image. It can be what makes a normal abstract image just more than a repetition of patterns. Also think about this. Not every abstract image is going to be set on its own. Try seeing how some of your abstracts from a single scene play with each other as like a mood board or collection.
Abstract photography is like solving a puzzle. It's about combining all the elements we've talked about, lens choice, patterns, and light, into a comprehensive image that tells a story. Abstract photography isn't rushed. It's about slowing down, observing, and experimenting. Patterns and light aren't always obvious. You have to let them reveal themselves, and sometimes that takes time.
And remember, not every shot is going to be a masterpiece, and that is okay. The more you practice, the more you'll get better at seeing those elements and bringing them all together. So I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you didn't already know, I started a Discord server for the entire community to come together, share photos, and give feedback, and then at the end of every month, I'll be selecting one of your photos as a monthly contest winner. Other than that, if you could subscribe to my newsletter for all sorts of updates, and then for vlog, blog, and other video updates, if you could like and follow my Facebook page. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.